global investor confidence improved significantly overnight, with strong statements from a number of countries in support of global growth. In particular, the Chinese indicated that their focus going forward would be on bolstering world economic progress. In terms of Europe, France and Germany surprisingly came out with statements to the effect that they would do everything they could to keep Greece in the euro. The European Central Bank has also increased the limits in terms of liquidity that it's providing to the Greek banks, and that was significantly welcomed by investors. In terms of oil prices spiked based on that better growth prospects, but also because of the fact that they're going back to the negotiating table with Iran over its nuclear program. So looking at the impacts on the markets then, in terms of equities, the Dow was up around 135 points, its biggest gain in more than 2 months. European indices were also up across the board. In terms of currencies, the Kiwi and Aussie spiked, the Kiwi being up by more than a cent against the US and breaking through the 76 US cent barrier. Recently, the US Department of Agriculture released its revised estimates for agricultural supply and demand for the 2012 and 2013 years. Looking at dairy and at the US for 2012, the USDA revised upwards its estimates for US milk production. This is primarily driven off a stellar first quarter, where milk production increased around 5.2% over the same period in 2011. Looking out to 2013, the USDA sees two things shaping the dairy production in the US. Those two things are firstly, the falling off in terms of milk prices, and secondly, the increase in terms of feed costs. Surprisingly though, the USDA sees the economic recovery in 2013 leading to a spike in demand and an increase in prices towards the end of 2013. New Zealand dairy farmers will be looking at this and hoping that the US Department of Agriculture is right in terms of its prognostications for that economic recovery in 2013.